Democrats really don't care about those Epstein files or the victims. They just want to know if Donald Trump in there. That's it. They done passed over Bill Clinton's name so many times, they just look for Donald Trump.
Am I the only one that finds it funny that every time that the Democrats are losing leverage, they end up bringing up the Epstein files? But then, when motions get filed to declassify the documents, they run quickly to block that motion. Interesting.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey.
Why this beat so
We will make America proud again. And you try to kill we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
But yet, and actually have a meeting today about those emails that the Democrats had released. Those were emails I had not seen yet. The one thing that I will tell you is over and over and over again, the victims, the actual victims of Jeffrey Epstein have said that Donald Trump did nothing wrong. And I think that their voices speak the loudest, and those are the women that I'm listening to. And I look forward to seeing them again. I think we're planning to have another press conference next week.
So for the average person that's sitting there, whether it's Georgia or South Dakota, and saying, Congresswoman Taylor, what is it that we want to get? What are you trying to achieve in this? How do you answer that?
Transparency. And I believe the American people deserve it, but I also think the victims deserve it as well. This has been a cover-up for decades now.
Democrats recently released emails from Jeffrey Epstein, as well as emails between Jeffrey Epstein and journalist Michael Wolff, which they said proves Donald Trump was engaged in untoward activity, and that is an understatement. However, shortly after the release of these emails, not many people noticed the victim's name that was redacted was, in fact, Virginia Giuffre, who had already testified years ago that Trump never did anything wrong. So the question then becomes, why did Democrats choose to redact the name of an individual who had already testified Trump never did anything wrong? It's because they know that Virginia Giuffre testified this, and by redacting the victim, no one knows who the victim supposedly is, and it implies Trump did something wrong. In other words, they're trying to frame Donald Trump. Now, hey, don't get me wrong. I want the Epstein files released. I'm with Thomas Massie and Ro Khanna. Let's go, baby. I don't know why Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, or anyone else is saying there's nothing going on, and they haven't given us a good enough reason to believe nothing is going on. So they botched this one. Let's see the Epstein files released, what they've got, what they can release. I'm assuming most of it's gone anyway, and I don't necessarily trust any of it, but I'm not playing these games. That being said, Democrats tried to frame Donald Trump and got caught the same day, and it is insane. But where are we? As a country, where are we? Do you think any Democrat's going to admit this? No. What's her face? Crockett was on CNN, and when asked about it, she says, I don't, whatever, who cares? Whatever, who cares? Something to that effect. Now, the bigger scandal here, in my opinion, which is shocking, is evidence of collusion between a journalist and Jeffrey Epstein to smear Donald Trump. That's right. In 2018, the guy who wrote this book attacking Donald Trump was advising Jeffrey Epstein on how to respond to the press to make Trump look bad. Now, what I really love about this is all of the Democrats that are just like, Jeffrey Epstein's word is law. That's right. Emails from a guy who is a trafficker certainly are credible, and they're going to take them all at face value. Okay. Well, Donald Trump has been accused of being an informant on Jeffrey Epstein, though Speaker Johnson walked that back. Donald Trump kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago decades ago because he found out the guy was around young girls, and he said, I don't want whatever that is. And then people are saying, well, why didn't you ever tell law enforcement? Well, that may be the case, maybe not. I don't know. So I'd like to see whatever they've got. And it's time we get the big picture, the real picture. So long as Trump's not releasing this, Democrats are weaponizing it against him.
Oh hell, Steve is sitting in his backyard on this beautiful weekend. Dr. Steve. Y'all done sent this to me, so here we are. And it's titled, You Won't Believe Who They Just Found in the Epstein Files. Oh, hell. All right, Steve. Let's see what Steve talking about now. Did they found Bill's brother-in-law? Was it Bill Clinton's brother-in-law? What's going on now? What's going on? What they found in there? Did they find Barry in there? And Big Mike? And Big Mike brother-in-law? Yeah, they got Big Mike and Barry in there. Oh, hell.
Fall weekend, but I can certainly tell you who is not. And that is one. Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your back porch professor. I hope you're all having a wonderful fall weekend, but I can certainly tell you who is not. And that is one Barack Hussein Obama, and another very, very prominent Democrat. You're not going to believe this. You know, we said from the very beginning that these Epstein files are a tripwire. This is a Trump sting, right? The Democrats are walking right into a trap here set for them by President Trump. This is pretty astonishing stuff. And if he pulls this off, and it looks increasingly as if he will, this will be the single greatest political 4D chess move ever. So,
and I see a lot of y'all in my comments saying, yeah, Rick, let everything play out. It's all chess. It's all chess right now, Rick. Let everything play out.
So much going on here. The Trump administration is dropping portion after portion of the Epstein files like literal nukes over the Democrat Party. And the latest batch to come out are emails that show that Barack Obama's inner circle had direct communications with Epstein. And Obama himself appears to have been referred to as the boss in correspondence between Epstein and a top White House lawyer, right? So,
oh hell, they caught Barry. They didn't something. Oh hell, I told y'all. Then I come on here cracking jokes, but I be telling y'all, man. Here it is. Oh hell.
We've got another big guy connection here, right? This is very similar to what we saw with Biden and the emails, where he's getting kickbacks from the corrupt Ukrainian energy company Burisma, right? Where we learned that among all the Biden family members that were getting all their percentage of kickbacks, 10%, if I recall, is 10%, was set for the big guy, right? The term big guy was found to be used several times all throughout Hunter Biden's emails on his now infamous laptop from hell, which of course 51 so-called intelligence experts told us was nothing more than Russian disinformation, which ironically turned out to itself to be the epitome of disinformation. And every single time big guy is used throughout those emails, it clearly referred to Joe Biden. Well, we've got something very similar here with the Epstein emails with regard to Obama. And it all goes through Obama's White House counsel and one of his closest personal friends, Kathleen Rumler. She's with Goldman Sachs right now, if you didn't know that. Shows you this revolving door between big government and big business that consolidates unprecedented power and wealth in the hands of very, very few. But here's what the newly released emails show. So in 2014, so this is after Epstein had already pleaded guilty to soliciting prostitution from a minor back in 2008. Catherine Rumler, one of Obama's best friends and part of his inner circle, was exchanging emails with Epstein. And these weren't casual messages. Epstein was asking her to speak to, quote, the boss about something serious. So who's the boss in this situation? Well, there's only one, and it's Obama, the president of the United States. That's the only person she was working for. Now, the email chain is rather stunning. Epstein tells Rumler in this email that you need to talk to the boss. And then she responds, agreed, but I need to be prepared to say yes before I talk to him. Now, they're discussing what the emails call high risk, low risk, professional, emotional, and financial implications. Now, what that exactly is, we have no idea at this point. The emails simply don't say. But you can bet The legacy media ain't going to be asking because it doesn't help them in their attempt to fabricate an anti-Trump narrative with Epstein. Now, this was not an isolated incident. These emails continued through 25 and 2016. So for a full 2 years, Obama's inner circle was apparently maintaining contact with this convicted sex offender. And when asked about it, Rumler gave the classic, non-denial denial, right? She basically said, well, I regret my past associations with Jeffrey, blah, blah. And Goldman Sachs is standing by her. They're saying it's a non-issue for them in terms of them employing her. But there's so much more. Larry Summers, Obama's Treasury Secretary, he was also having regular conversations with Epstein. And I mean regular. And I kid you not, the email shows Summers asking Epstein for dating advice.
Oh, hey.
That's in the emails. High-level Democrats in Obama's inner circle were asking Epstein, one of the single worst child sex offenders in our nation's history, for freaking dating advice.
Oh, hey.
I mean, you have to let this hit you. The Treasury Secretary of the United States was taking romantic counsel from a convicted sex trafficker.
Oh, hell, somebody come up here and slap me upside the head. It's like every day something new. Every day Rick hears something. Oh, man. Every single day. And if you ain't black, then you ain't a Democrat. I tell you.
And it gets worse. You ready for this? The latest now is that back in 2016, Epstein wrote to the journalist Michael Wolff, and Wolff has been doing everything he possibly can to try to bring Trump down through Epstein, but he admits there's nothing there. He had a personal contact with Epstein, and Epstein was basically like, I got nothing on this Trump guy. But regardless, he did reportedly tell Wolff that Hillary was, quote, doing naughtiness with Vince, doing naughty things, implying she was having a sexual affair with Vince Foster. Now, you remember Vince Foster was deputy White House counsel under Bill Clinton, and a long-time Clinton ally going all the way back to Arkansas, and was found dead in July in 93 from supposedly a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. So this latest revealed Epstein email suggests that Epstein believed, or he had information that Hillary and Vince were having an affair while both worked in the Clinton White House. Now, this is what I mean about the Epstein files being a tripwire for the Democrats. While their lapdogs and the legacy media are obsessing over trying desperately to connect Trump to Epstein, the actual documented connections that are coming out for all to see are actually between Epstein and Obama's people. Multiple members of his administration, senior advisors, and current members of Congress. The emails show coordination, they show ongoing relationships, and they show alarmingly casual comfort with a known sexual predator. So what's happening here? Well, next week, Congress will be voting on releasing all the Epstein files, and ironically, it's the Republicans who are suddenly demanding transparency. Democrats, in the meantime, have suddenly seemed to lose their enthusiasm to have all the files released. They just want to continue to cherry pick through them and release only those that mention Trump without any of them having any explicit connection to Epstein's nefarious practices, and none of them will. But it appears too late for the Democrats. They wanted to make Epstein the major issue in D.C. Well, they're getting it. And as a result, now it's high-level Democrats, even a former Democrat president, who are the ones that will have everything to lose. Game, set, match, Trump.
Oh, boy.
So what do you guys think? Let me know in the...
Oh, boy. This thing gets spicier and spicier every single day.